You wanna know what's the best part of D&D? Writing character backstories. It's fun, creative, exciting, not to mention it's an excuse for all our players out there to become evil and dark beings, destroy the mentality of perfectly good characters by casting the most deadly of all spells of Dungeons & Dragons for any character out there. Tragic backstory. And no class gets it the most than everyone's favorite, edgiest class out there, the Rogue. The second being the Warlocks, because when you're selling your soul to an all-powerful deity, you're just asking for misery. And sometimes, when writing those tragic backstories, it can be a little much when that's all you see at your table. And trust me when I say this, there is a lot of tragic backstories that hang around the Rogue. There's the abandoned orphan, dead parents, raised to be a trained assassin, dead parents, the thief that steals everything that's not bolted down to the ground, dead parents, betrayed by the guild that raised them, dead parents, avenging their dead partner that was killed during their wedding. I said dead parents, right? Taking a fall for a setup, and finally, everyone's favorite, the one, the only, the golden standard, dead parents. Hello, my name is Dice&Autism. I tell stories on the internet. First, I want to clarify, there's no wrong way to write a backstory. As long as you're kind, respectful, and not offensive to anybody, you're doing good. That's like the first rule of writing, okay? But if you like having these tropes in your backstory, then more power to you. If you're having fun, then that's all that matters. But if you're getting tired of the usual tropes that hangs around your rogue, like the flies on the rogues' dead parents, then let's try something else. So let's look at the most common trope that hangs around the rogue, the dead parent. Because apparently every rogue has to follow in the footstep of Batman. First, let the parents live. Sure, having them die can motivate the character and shape them who they currently are, but leaving them alive can do the exact same thing, or even better. Having them alive can open up so many role-playing moments that you wouldn't get if they were dead, not to mention you get to have such great and powerful story beats that you can have while interacting with them. Their presence and action in games holds weight to the character for who they are. If you want your character's parents to be involved in their backstory, then think about how their lives and action ripple into the character's life. Maybe they were once part of the Thieves Guild, but they left it so they can have a better life. But after hearing the stories and tales of their adventures as thieves, you decided to join the exact same guild that they left against your parents' wishes. Or maybe the family belongs to this long lineage of thieves that goes back from generations and generations and trains each member of the family to become the best thief that has ever lived. Second, let's talk about those subclasses. Subclasses can go a long way to inspire you what to write for the character. If you just have the player's handbook, you kind of get the vibe that there's only two ways to write the rogue. Dark, broody, edgy characters that just want to be left alone and don't play well with others. Or the gremlin that must steal all the shinies so they can start their own dragon's horde. But with the help of all the new modules out there, not to mention homebrew, they really help expand on what it means to be a rogue. Currently on this video, there are 9 subclasses for the rogue, and all of them provide excellent flavor for your character. Mastermind or con men, people with several tongues that use their words to manipulate people and able to read them very easily. Swashbucklers are basically pirate, and who doesn't want to be a pirate? Be a pirate, man. Be a pirate! Inquisitive are detectives who use their deduction skills to figure out what happened in the environment, and they use their insight to point out the enemy's weakness in battle. Scouts are people who hang around the wilderness and blend into nature, and should have been what the rangers are. Yeah, I said it. What up? Basically, think about the subclass that affects your character the most. What are the abilities and features that reflects your character and tells a story on itself? What events in the past led them to follow this subclass? Why did they decide to pick that one? Which one makes them the most comfortable? Finally, what story do you want to tell with your character? Now, remember, D&D is a collaborative story game, so it's not going to be picture perfect what you got inside your head. Some things may change along the journey, and this is kind of a discussion to have with your DM. But what do you want this character to be? What is the overarching story you want to tell with this character? What drives them to go on the road with these gaggle of adventurers and get into crazy shenanigans? And sometimes their story can change in-game. It can evolve after the character completes their original goal, be it by events in the game or the character's overall growth. But overall, after you're done rolling the character's stats and you're about to write their backstory, ask yourself this: what kind of character do I want to tell the world? So, before we end today's video, I just want to throw a few backstory prompt ideas that I know will spark that crazy inspiration that's bubbling inside of you. A noble who dreams becoming the greatest thief of all time, but sucks at stealthing and stealing things because all the employees and the parents kept coddling him and saying they were doing absolutely great, sweetie, because no one wanted to break that poor soul's dream. A grandparent had picked up the trade of being a rogue so they can escape the black hole boredom that is a nursing home that their kids dropped them off at. A thief who's hired to steal items back from ex-spouse's house after the relationship ended badly. Because we all know that Karen will never take care of Fluffy, because she never liked Fluffy, the monster. A mastermind rogue who wages mind game wars with competing restaurants and manipulating them and trying to steal their recipes so they can be the top dog of the restaurant food chain. Again, these are just suggestions. There is no right or wrong way of how to write it. As long as you're having fun with the millionth variation of a rogue who's edgy and lost their parents because you think that dead parents equals character development, if you're having fun, that's all that matters. If you're happy, you're doing something right. Just think of these as potential spices to use your next one-shot or campaign, and watch them all brew together to form a delicious meal. But that's all I got for today. What are some interesting rogue concepts that you got bubbling inside your head? Share them in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching to the end of the video. If you like what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe. Ring the bell so you are notified when new videos are posted. Follow me on my socials if you want to keep up to date to all the crazy shenanigans that I get into. If you want to keep up to date with my D&D series, The Fighter Saga, then please follow me in my TikTok where I post new videos on there. Or you could read them in short story adaptations that I post on my Uppbeat. Links to them will be in the description below. Special shout out to Adam Gollinger, Parker Evans, Isabel Rackimoff, Crystal Oldman, Azur, Alec Verwin, Bobby Joe Casto, Tabitha Elizabeth Allison Trammell, and Tanisha Kanita. And if you want your names to be shouted out at the end of these videos that I make on here, then please do consider becoming a member of my Patreon. There's a $5 tier where you get access to monthly short stories that I write on there, where you get to vote on deciding what happens in that story. There's also a $10 tier where you get access to monthly one-shots that I've written for D&D 5e. Thank you all again for watching. Please stay safe, and remember, be kind to yourself. Bye.